Okay, we are going to look at lab assignment 1A first. So the first thing we do is to open a new project and we call it lab 1.1. So we create the project lab 1.1. We can close the previous lessons panel. Okay, and then lab 1.1 talk about a given the bank account class. So the bank account class, we firstly copy all the codes from here, from the assignment itself. Copy it. Alright. Then here we say new class. The class is called uh, the bank account class. Bank account class. So new class created. As usual, we will get rid of the original content. Then we paste the content in. Okay, and then we do some adjustment, right? Because okay, so basically you can see that okay, sorry, this duplicate. So yeah, okay. So we have this particular class has three attributes. The public static final double interest rate. Interest rate is 3%. And then there's a account ID. Then there's also the balance. Then followed by the constructor, right? Constructor, you have the constructor will initialize the two attributes of the class. One is the account ID, and then the other one is the amount. That's it. Then they're followed by a bunch of assessor, which to get the ID first, and then to get the balance. Each one return with a type. Get ID is of type string. Balance is of type double. Then uh, there's also the method to set the balance at a certain amount. Then followed by the uh, more specific method called deposit. So basically deposit is to add to the balance certain amount. Okay, and then followed by the method of withdraw, which is a method to withdraw the some balance a certain amount, and then like our deduct method we study in seminar 1, it will actually check whether there are sufficient balance to be withdrawn or not. So if it is sufficient, then it will be withdrawn and return true, but if it's not sufficient, return false. Then there's also the method of accumulating the interest, which is just balance plus the balance times interest rate. Okay, so you need to call the accumulate interest regularly to record the interest, right? And then there's then the the two string methods, which just uh, return the account ID and the balance as a string. Okay, so these are very typical uh, class, very similar to our cash card class. So this is the given to us. Now we have to look at what is the assignment about. Okay, sorry, I need to firstly compile and see whether it will work or not. So let's compile. Oh, okay. So when you cut and paste, sometimes the pasting of the string is not exactly recognizable. So you need to replace it with one more time, typing in the double quote. Okay. So compile again. Oh, okay. So there's some error that I then compile again. Okay. No syntax error. So we have successfully imported the bank account from the assignment to the BlueJ. Now look at the question itself. Okay, so it says that a junior account is a bank account, except that a junior account requires a guardian. Okay, so this means that actually there will be one additional attributes besides the other attributes that we could inherit from bank account, such as account ID and balance, right? But there are some additional attributes. One is called the guardian, meaning the junior account, presumably a junior, will have a guardian together, assigned together with the bank account. There's also a withdrawal limit of $50. So unless a guardian is present with the junior account holder, right? So the withdrawal method of the junior account would be different from the normal bank account, right? As there's a limit of $50, while the bank account doesn't have such limit. It's just limited by the amount of balance available. But there's a way to overcome the limits by having the guardian present, right? Uh, with the junior account. So potentially there could be two withdrawal methods. We will see that this can actually be implemented by two withdrawal methods of the junior account class. Junior account holds earned 1% more interest than regular bank account. This then again points to the method of accumulate interest that would be different from the bank account class because there are more interest to be earned. Okay, then let's look at the instructions. Write the junior account class as follows: a junior account, which is a subclass of bank account, and then a constructor that has the ID, guardian, and balance, right? Yeah, so this is a constructor that with one more attributes to be assigned. Then the assessor, get, set, and so on of guardian. Okay, because there's one more attribute, you need to create a method. The other methods related to ID or amount balance can be inherited from the superclass bank account. Then a withdrawal method that limits the maximum number to be $50. Then another withdrawal method that limits the provide that does not limit provided the guardian is around, right? So this method has two attributes, two parameters. Sorry, the input, the guardian name and the amount. Okay, whereas the first withdrawal method uh, is the same. It's just same number of parameter, meaning that actually just the amount that to be withdrawn, but it is checked against the additional limits of $50. So there are two withdrawal methods to be written. An accumulated interest method that is different by 1% because there's one more percent to be. The string methods that returns all information of the junior account, meaning that you need to add in the guardian information besides just the ID and the amount. Then followed by write a application to create a junior account and test the deposit and withdraw and accumulate interest and so on, right? So then C, identify where applicable methods that exhibit method overriding by replacement or refinement and method overloading. So we're gonna focus on the ABC first. All right. So we go back to the Java panel here. Then what would happen is that we are advised to create a new class called junior bank, a junior account. Let's say junior account. All right. So let's create a junior account. All right. And the junior account is supposed to be. Let's get rid of the internal part. Okay. So this junior account is a subclass of bank account. So what we do is we will say extends bank account, right? So besides the account ID and balance, this particular subclass has a additional attribute called guardian, right? Because it's a junior, so you need a guardian. Then come down to the proper, we go to wanted to provide the constructor. So we will do public, the same class name as junior account, right? And then there are three parameters. One is uh, the first one is the additional one, guardian. Then the other two is the same as bank account, the account ID and the amount that is going to be that's kept in the account so far, right? So we need to initialize the junior account in a constructor. The first thing to do is to initialize the attributes that we already have from the super class. So we can call the super, which is the constructor for the super class amount. Okay, so this will call the constructor assign the two attributes. Then additionally, we need to assign this guardian equal to the input parameter guardian, right? Let's see whether anything wrong is so far, right? Nothing's wrong. Okay, so we have finished the constructor. Then we also need to write the accessor for the guardian information. So this is public string get guardian, right? Then of course we return guardian, and that's it. And then the other one is to set it. The type will be void. Then we say set guardian, right? Then the input is the guardian's name, the new guardian's name, so on. And uh, then what here is that this guardian will be set as guardian, right? So we are able to reset the guardian. When the constructor is constructed, we provide a guardian name, but guardian may be so-called set again or reset if there's a new guardian. Okay, now it's going to be the more class-specific methods besides these constructors and the assessor. The class-specific methods, okay? Such as the first one will be withdraw. Okay, so again, let's set it a public, and then we want to check whether the withdrawal is successful or not. So we set a boolean. So withdraw. Okay, double amount. Okay, this is the amount to be withdrawn. Okay. So what happens is that if the amount is greater than 50, then we cannot do that, right? So this is return false because we have set the limit of the withdrawal to be 50. But if it is successful, if it is less than 50%, we can let the withdrawal carry through. But again, the balance may not be there. So we can rely in this case on the superclass withdrawal method for us to do the checking. So we can call it from here. So if yeah, okay, uh, and that's it. That's the function of withdraw, right? Because the superclass withdraw will return the value to this, and then in turn it will be returned. So there's no more codes needed there. Recall there's another withdrawal possibility, which is, let's copy the first part, excuse me, which is uh, when the guardian is present. So we should put in the name of the guardian, and then the amount that is going to be withdrawn here, right? So this one would again to say that uh, whether the guardian present is exactly the same guardian that is being specified in this particular junior account or not. So this to do is to do the checking of the guardian information. This is the guardian information in the class, in the object of junior account, whether it's equal to the input parameter guardian, meaning that whether the actual guardian the guardian present in the withdraw is the same as the guardian specified in the account. So if it is the same, then you can carry out the transaction. Again, there's no limit here, so there's no need to check limits, and we can directly call the superclass withdraw to do the job. But if it is not equal to guardian, then you cannot even go forward. Not even the normal limit need to be checked, because this method, the most important thing, the most critical thing is to provide the right guardian information. Once you do not have the correct guardian information, then it will just not allow any transaction to go on. Correct, right? Now we are left the last part, which is to have the accumulate interest. So public void accumulate interest, right? Okay, the interest given would be slightly different. So let's do the calculation first and then return the amount exactly. So the calculation, let's say we can set the local variable interest to be the interest that is calculated by getting the balance, get balance. In fact, get balance is the method that's inherited from the superclass, okay? Because locally we don't declare any get balance, and so that's why we don't need to specify super also. We can just call it get balance, then times the interest rate, which again is a public variable on the superclass, plus, because we have 1% more, right? So 0.1%, and that's it, right? So once you get the interest, then you can deposit the interest. Deposit. Sorry, the deposit method. Okay. The deposit method may not be there. Let me see, Get balance. Oh, deposit. Sorry, deposit is there. So we can call the superclass deposit, then we will be able to do it, right? So we need to complete this one indeed. All right, so accumulator interest is done. Then we are also asked to create the toString method. Okay, toString is typically of type string. All right, then this time in addition to the ID and balance, we need to return the guardian information, so it's just like that. Okay, this can be done by leveraging on the superclass toString, and that's it. Okay, so these are the methods that we are asked to write for the subclass junior account. So let's compile it. Okay, sorry, this one forgot. Compile this guardian. G, sorry, I think I got it. G. Yep. Instead of okay, so now it's compiled successfully. So you can look back here. This one has the superclass and the subclass here. Now, so just a note that what happened now, we have already completed uh, all this junior account and assessor, constructor assessor, withdraw methods, accumulate interest, and toString. The next step is to create an application to test deposit, withdraw, and accumulate interest methods. Right? So you're going to come back here to start doing the application of it. So we will do a new class called bank account apps application. Right? So here, open it up. We do the same thing, get rid of the internal, right? So the main thing is again the main methods, public static void main methods, standard attributes is have this standard attributes. Okay, so the first thing is we want to create a junior account. Okay, test the creation of new junior account, and then of course okay, let's say the guardian is actually just father, and then the account ID is 1 and $1,000 is being deposited to a junior account, right? Then after that we will accumulate interest calling, because we are testing the implementation, so we want to see whether the interest is accumulated correctly. It should be 3%. So after accumulation of interest should be the balance should be $1,030, right? Then we can try to print it to see whether it is correct. All right, we can do the J, or toString J also can. J toString, sorry, J toString. This one will do, but also we can do just J. It will be automatically recognized as calling the toString. So now we can start to try withdraw. So see whether we can withdraw $100. So if it can be withdrawn, you should print that you say withdraw successful. All right, else this else should be here, right? Else, all right, system out print line with not allow. Yeah, maybe the balance is too small. uh, in this case we are testing whether the limit of $50 checking is done or not, right? So the correct outcome should be that not allowed because it's more than 50% and more than 50. Now if we want to call another withdrawal, which with the guardian around, my father around, and 100 again. This time because we have supply the guardian, then there's no limit apply, okay? And then of course the outcome will be different. It'll be successful actually, but we need to anticipate if there's not successful, we will do the same thing as basically above, but of course the outcome is different because of the whether with which method you use, the method with the guardian or without a guardian. All right. Then of course at the end we want to see, just to see one more time what is the result of the end state of the junior account, right? So this is largely we are called to test, right? Okay, of course we are called to test some other assessor, but such as J dot set balance, set guardian and so on, but uh, we focus on withdraw in this case, right? You can write the other accounts, the other methods by yourself. So now we compile it. Not allow. What's the issue here? System dot. Oh, okay. I type in the wrong punctuation. Should be semicolon. Yeah. Okay. No syntax error. So it's successful now. So let's just run the run the main program and see what's the outcome. Okay. Go straightforward. Right. So now if we look at the run, what happened is that it will start with 1,000 balance here, 1,000 balance, and then it accumulate interest. So you have 3% plus 1%, so 4%. So it's actually when this one is called, it produce 1040, which is correct. Then withdraw 100 because it is not is exceeding the limit. Then it says not allowed. Then the second time, because it is with the guardian, it is withdraw successful. Is this statement? Then after the 100 withdraw, the balance would be 940, which is output by the last statement here. So that's correct. In case you want to see the actual calling of the withdrawal method, in the two cases, one is not successful, one is successful, you can put a break here. Then you can run one more time. Okay. Now we are stopping here. Then we can step into withdraw here. The withdraw is actually calling the superclass withdraw here. The okay, sorry. This is calling the not superclass. Sorry, the class itself, junior account withdraw. Okay, then it will step because it's greater than the limit, so it return false. So it return false to this here. Then because it's false, it will come down to the else part, and it says not allowed. Okay, and then we continue. Now it's the breakpoint. You step into the withdraw here, right? Then we check whether the input is father, and actually the guardian's father also. So this checking whether the input and the guardian are the same will be successful. Then again, its actual withdrawal will be carried out calling the bank account withdrawal. So you step in. Now you are actually calling the bank account withdrawal. Okay, and in this case, you just directly check the amount whether is uh, withdrawal amount is less than the balance. The balance is actually uh, $1,040. So 100 is less than $140. So it will go through. Okay, and then the amount will be deducted. It become $940 and return the truth. And because it's this one return true, it will also return truth back to the calling in the apps uh, application. Then because it's true, you will print this line, withdraw successful, and then withdraw successful, and then we continue. It will print the final balance. Okay, so that's for the assignment part. Okay, now the last part is to um, let's bring the junior account up here. The last part is supposed for us to look at the case of identify where applicable the method that exists that exhibit method overriding by replacement, reference, refinement, and method overloading. Okay, so that one we have to now fill in here. So these are the assessor, no issues because there's no such method in the superclass. But withdraw, okay, is a method that already specified in the superclass, but is now so-called defined here or modified here. So this is method overriding, okay, override by, as you can see, it adds some additional condition, but at the end it relies on the superclass withdraw to complete the job. So it's called override by refinement because it's a refinement of the superclass method, right? Then the second withdraw here, it has the same name as the method in the same class, but the signature is different. This one has 2 parameter, this one has 1. So this is very clearly a overloading methods. It's overload, right? Now accumulate interest, very similar to withdraw because accumulate interest okay, is it changed the definition of how the interest is calculated. In the superclass, it's get balance times interest rate, but in this case, it is being changed to interest rate plus 0.01, right? Let me show you the accumulated interest is balance, okay, balance times interest rate, and this one is balance because balance is a private attribute, so you need to call the method to get a balance instead of directly referring to it by a variable. This is a variable. On the other hand, get balance is the method, but is the result is the same. A method because you have parameter here. You see, you will get the balance of the superclass, and instead of times interest is interest rate times 1. So this one is an override by replacement, right? Because the formula is changed altogether, right? Then the toString, again, because the super cast method is called, so is override by refinement. All right. So with that, we have also answered question 1C. So let's compile. Everything works, and then let's run it again. Right, and then let's clear. It should run exactly the same. Okay. Just continue. Yeah. Okay. So it's the same output after I add a comment. So the comment is not mess up. All right. And that's the end of the demonstration. Thank you for watching.